In the heart of the old African village of Umuis, where the sound of the talking drum echoed through the evening wind, there once lived a man whose story taught the people that not all fallen men are truly lost. Some are victims of jealousy and fate. Gather around, my children, and listen to this tale of love, betrayal, and redemption, the story of Obadiah, the poor drunkard everyone laughed at, not knowing he was once the pride of the land. Many years ago, Obadiah was known as the strongest man in Umuis. His arms were like iron, and his courage could silence fear itself. He was loved by everyone, respected by elders, and trusted by warriors. Among his many admirers was a beautiful young woman named Neka, the jewel of the village. Her beauty could make the moon hide in shame, and her smile was said to heal troubled hearts. But unknown to Obadiah, his closest friend, Okafor, had been secretly trying to win Neka's heart for a long time. Each time Okafor approached her with gifts, she would smile politely and say, "You are a good man, Okafor, but my heart does not dance to your tune." When Obadiah met Neka, it was love at first sight. Their union was swift, their love pure. The entire village gathered to celebrate their marriage, except Okafor, who smiled outwardly but burned with envy within. One evening, a few months after the wedding, Okafor visited Obadiah. He came with palm wine and laughter, pretending to celebrate his friend's new life. They drank, they sang, and they talked about the future. "Brother," Okafor said, "you are blessed with a good wife and a happy home. May your joy last forever." Obadiah smiled, raising his calabash of wine. "May the gods hear you, my friend." But little did he know that the wine he drank carried the seed of destruction. Okafor had mixed a dark charm into it, one that would cloud his mind and ruin his life. That night, something strange happened. Obadiah woke up trembling, sweating, and restless. From that day, he became addicted to palm wine. The once mighty warrior became a shadow of himself, his speech slurred, his strength failed, and his temper flared like fire. When he drank, he shouted at Neka, sometimes even tried to harm her. The villagers began to whisper. "The great Obadiah has gone mad," they said. "What wine has turned his soul upside down?" Neka endured for years, hoping he would change. But things only grew worse. One fateful night, after Obadiah's rage nearly harmed their first child, Neka could no longer bear it. With tears in her eyes, she packed a small bag, gathered her 3 children, Chika, Ngozi, and Abina, and left the house in the middle of the night. She went to live with her brother in a faraway village and never returned. From that day, she vowed never to tell her children who their father was. "Let them grow without shame," she told herself. "Let them never know the man their father has become." Obadiah, left alone, sank deeper into sorrow and drink. He wandered the village streets, mumbling to himself, often seen sleeping under the big mango tree near the market. Children mocked him, and adults avoided him. To everyone, he was nothing but the poor village drunkard, unworthy of pity, unworthy of remembrance. Years passed. Neka's children grew up. Through hard work and their mother's sacrifices, they became successful. Chika, the eldest daughter, became a nurse. Ngozi, the second, became a banker. Abina, the youngest, became an engineer. They all moved to the city, to Lagos, and made their mother proud. One year, they decided to visit their mother's village to renovate her old house and celebrate her birthday. When they arrived, the villagers were excited, for it was rare to see such successful young people return home. But fate had a strange twist waiting for them. As they entered the village square, they saw an old drunkard staggering and singing to himself. His clothes were torn, his hair grey and rough. He tried to greet them, but the smell of alcohol pushed them away. "Look at this useless man," Ngozi whispered, laughing. "How can someone waste his life like this?" Abina added, shaking his head. Even their mother, who stood nearby, froze when she saw him. It was Obadiah, her long-lost husband, their father. She felt her heart break again, but she remained silent. She couldn't bring herself to reveal the truth. A few days later, tragedy struck. Chika, the eldest daughter, suddenly fell ill. She fainted and was rushed to the nearby hospital. The doctors said she needed an urgent blood transfusion. The problem? None of her siblings or mother's blood matched hers. The hospital's blood bank also didn't have the right type. As the family panicked, an old nurse who knew Neka approached her quietly. "Mama, you look worried," she said. "Is there anyone else related to her by blood?" Neka's lips trembled. Tears filled her eyes. She looked toward the window, and there, outside the hospital, stood Obadiah, swaying slightly, holding an empty calabash. The nurse followed her gaze. "Who is that man?" she asked. Neka took a deep breath and whispered, That is her father." Without wasting time, the nurse rushed to call him. Obadiah stumbled in, confused but willing. The test was done, and to everyone's shock, his blood matched perfectly. He donated his blood, and within hours, Chika's condition began to improve. When she woke up, the doctor smiled and said, "You should thank your father. His blood saved your life." Silence filled the room. Chika blinked. My father." Neka nodded slowly, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Yes, my daughter. The man you all mocked at the market, the drunkard, is your father." The room grew cold. The siblings couldn't believe it. The man they had laughed at, despised, and ignored, the same man whose smell made them cover their noses, was the one who had given them life and now saved it again. When Obadiah heard his children crying and calling him Papa for the first time in many years, something broke inside him. He dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "I am sorry," he wept. "I never meant to hurt your mother. I never meant to lose you. The gods know my heart was poisoned by a friend's envy." His children embraced him, and even Neka couldn't hold back her tears. That day marked a new beginning. The family decided to take him back to Lagos. They enrolled him in a rehabilitation center, and with time, Obadiah became sober again. He started to tell his story to others, warning them of envy, bad friends, and the danger of judging others by what they see. Soon, the people of Umuis began to speak differently. "The drunkard who became a father again," they said, "has taught us that destiny can bend, but it never breaks." And so, my children, let this story remind us that we must never mock the fallen, for only the gods know the truth behind every man's suffering. Obadiah's life teaches us that a single act of jealousy can destroy greatness, but forgiveness and truth can rebuild what was lost. So, the next time you see a poor man on the street, do not laugh, for you may not know whose father, brother, or destiny he carries within him. Do not laugh at the broken, for every man's downfall hides a story the world is yet to hear.